What's going on, guys? This is Game Day with Martini. We're going to do a tier list for the transfers this summer. So we're going to start with Jacob Ramsey. I'm going to try not waste all your time here. Just going to go a couple quick on some of these guys. I think B, he's a quality player. Brings some quality to the wing for Newcastle. Got rejected by a lot of guys this summer, so I think that's a good signing for them. Kerkez, I think A. I think he's a really, really good fullback, and Liverpool really likes having those fullbacks kind of stick around for a long, long time. And I think he fits that build for them. For that reason, I think he is an A. As A, I think also an A. This is back to back. Didn't think it'd go that way. I think grew up an Arsenal fan. The story, right? I love the story. I love the player. I think he can play multiple positions. I think Arteta, if he ever decides to play like real soccer, real football, he's a great player, and he's probably their best signing, I would even say, this summer. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in A. Trent, I'm gonna put him ahead of Ramsey in the B tier. I think he's one of the best passing fullbacks in the world. I think a big name for Madrid. It hasn't always worked out in the past for them, but most of the time it usually kind of feels like it does, right? I think the connection with Jude Bellingham is exciting, getting to play with him more. I think that's really cool. So I like it. I don't know if I'd put him up here, though, to be honest. I think he's below them. So for right now, we'll go over at the end, but I think B tier. Nicholas Jackson, I'm going to go D. It's a pretty big. Maybe not. I don't know. I like the player, but the loan is so expensive that it's like maybe he is D, and the whole like it's funny. The funny story of what happened. Obviously, deal off, deal back on. I'll put him in. I'll put him in C. I mean, even though they got Harry Kane, I don't know how much he'll play, but he's a good player. D seems a little harsh. It got B. I'm gonna put him ahead of him in the C tier. Depth signing, not really too much to talk about. Saliba's been banged up. I think he is right now as well. Quality backup, like one of the better ones I think in the Prem. So for that reason, I put him ahead of C. Dean to Real Madrid. I think A. They needed youth at the center back position. They needed quality at the center back position. I think he checked both boxes. 6'5", great passer, one of the best passing CBs I've seen play this year. A couple weeks in, but I'm really excited for Real Madrid with this signing. I think he's kind of fitting in quicker than some younger guys do at Madrid. So yeah, for that reason, I'd put him A, and I would put him ahead of both of these things. Jonathan David, free signing to Juve after losing Mawani. I think I have to put him ahead of him. Probably not ahead of Trent though. I think again he's free. You can't even. I don't think you can really. You put him worst case ahead of C because he is a quality player. I think he fits what Juve wants to do. He's looked pretty good. Is he Colomani? No. But is he free? Yes. Is he quality? Yes. So we're gonna go B for him. Florian Wirtz. This is a hard one. Had I not watched any games, this is an A. What you saw from him out in the German league, Bundesliga, he's quality, but just not. I don't know how good he is. I'm gonna put him in B. We'll see where he falls, but right now I'm thinking B. They're not winning because of him. That's for sure. I think any Liverpool fan would admit to that. Isak, this S plus tier, by the way, we added it just for this signing. Second best striker in the Prem goes to Liverpool, who are the best team in the Prem, and it sucks being a United supporter that like two of my favorite strikers throughout my life, Daniel Sturridge first, now him, they're in Liverpool. But he's going to dominate there. The chemistry with the team, I don't think it's going to take that long. I mean, you just feed this guy like you did Darwin. The difference is he's going to put the ball in the net, and he's going to do it a lot. Atinori, I'm going to put him ahead of Hikapi. We'll see. I'm not the biggest fan, and I mean, one game he played opening night for them, played really great. Then he was okay, then he was not so good. So to me, that's C tier. Jack Grealish, S. Awesome loan move. Everton obviously just put up a huge new stadium. It's gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, look it up. But he is a part of that project and becoming one of the biggest parts to the project of bringing back Everton and 4 assists already. They're 5th in the table. They're not going to finish 5th, but right now they are. And he's, I think, the biggest reason why. I hope that they can figure out a way to make this a permanent move, because I don't see Jack going back to City, and it's where else is he going to go? I think if he could just buy into this, man, I think he's won all the trophies there is to win. So I mean, for now, hopefully he becomes remembered for helping Everton become a top 5, team in the Prem, and it's going to take some time. But I think right now I'm really a big Jack Grealish fan. He's playing free. He's not being forced to play a certain way. So for that reason, he is an S tier for me. Benjamin Sesko. I'm going to put him ahead of all these guys in the B tier. Again, 3 weeks in, 0 starts. No goals, a couple shots. First performance against Arsenal, I thought he played okay. Pretty good, actually, even. Second, against Fulham, not so good. And then he played pretty well against Burnley. We actually feel like the team kind of started to use what he's good at, playing the ball in the air. And no one's out jumping him. And if they can continue to do that, and Ruben believes in him and they actually play him, I love it. I think he is probably going to fall in the A by the end of the year. At least my hope. He's my favorite signing for United. But right now, I'm going to put him in B. Lemons, I'm going to put him B tier. Reason for it, need. Biggest need for this club, aside from probably midfielder. But when you don't have when your goalie's the reason you're losing games, you got to make a move. 23 years old, Belgian keeper, learning a lot from Courtois. Courtois speaks highly of him. Great shot stopper. I think he even had the most stop shots in the world last year at 22, 23 years old. So I think he comes in, and I don't think he'll start right away. It seems to be Ruben Amorim's thing is, if you weren't here for the preseason, you're going to have to earn it, or you're going to have to wait. I don't know. That's the same thing with Sesko. But I hope that he recognizes that we need to at least get him in there. If he's going to concede a goal, at least we could sit there and say, well, this is a guy for the future. He's going to make those mistakes coming over to the Prem. But what we have right now is just, it's not good. Onana sounds like he's going to be going out on a loan to a Turkish club. I hope the club's agreed to it. He needs to agree to it. I hope he does, because I don't really want to see him with those gloves on again for United. Joey Simons, I'm going to go A. I like the signing. I like the signing a lot. Obviously, Eze was who we thought would be getting, or Eze we thought would be going to Tottenham, sorry. And I probably would have had that in A or S if he did go there. But he didn't. He went to Arsenal. Simons, great plan B, I think. He's going to play a lot. Thomas Frank's going to use this guy all over the place. And I hope he plays right away. I don't know if maybe that's just like a United thing where we wait and wait, but I'm really excited about him. I think it's a good signing. D for Sancho. Don't think he cares about soccer anymore. I can't wait for him to be permanently gone from United. Hopefully, if you're an Aston Villa fan, I hope he plays well. I mean, he's gone back to Dortmund on loan, and he played okay. Obviously, went to Champions League. I don't think he's the reason why they went to the final, but he played well. Played okay with Chelsea, right? But this team didn't want him back, so I don't know. I think D for him is pretty fair. I think C, bottom of the C for Rashford. I think, again, I knew he'd leave. Love the player. A lot of great memories with Rashford. But I think this isn't the fit for him. I think it's a big move, at least to him. He thinks it's a big move. Obviously going to Barcelona, a team that, a lot of people are expecting to maybe even win the Champions League. But it's not going to be a day-in, day-out starter, which I feel like he should be. And there's a lot of clubs where he would have been. Maybe even like going to the Bundesliga or one of the better Serie A teams would have been better. I don't know. I don't love the fit, so I'm going to put him in C. Love the player, though. Openda. I'm going to put him right below Jonathan David. Free, not free. That's about it on that one. I think he's fast. I think he brings something to Juve. They made a couple of signings. Don't have all of their signings on here. But a signing I thought worth noting, and one of the more recent ones. So we definitely have him on there. C, I think, right below Jonathan David's perfect. Hugo Ekitike. This is an A signing. I'm going to put him right there. I think he's really good. He's proven it. Scored 2 goals already. Looks good. Didn't look great in preseason. Showed that he was kind of gelling with the team. Comes in, plays great. Obviously now with Isak, where's he going to play? Because he's playing. A lot of people are like, oh, well, Hugo's played well. No, he's playing striker. It's a matter of where he's going to play. But to me, it doesn't mean this signing's worse. I know some people are like, well, you didn't need him, so he's probably like a B, maybe even high. No, he's an A. He's an A signing. And I think he's going to play well at left mid. You remember, they got the Champions League, FA Cup, Caribou Cup. They got all these cups that they're playing in. Obviously, the big ones are Champions League and the Premier League. They want to be able to go after both of those. So you're going to see days where maybe Isak, you're playing Burnley, and you go, you know what, we don't need to play you. We're going to play him, get Cody Gakpo in there, and you're going to rotate. But your big matches, I'm curious where Hugo plays. I really am. I'd like to see him out there, but, I mean, they're really solid in those front three. Unless you're going to move one of those guys down to Cam and put Wirtz to the bench, but maybe that's the right thing to do, but I don't know if they'll do it. Not this early. Leone. Good future signing for Liverpool. I'm going to put him right behind Nori. It's a good future signing. I don't know if he's going to make an impact this year. So, again, if this was a future signings, he's probably closer to A, B+. Right now, I think C. We'll see. Italian CBs are, in my opinion, that's kind of what Italy has to bring the most is center backs. So I'm confident that he's going to play well. Just probably going to have to wait a little bit on him. Kevin De Bruyne, I think this is a B signing. And I'm going to put him right. We'll switch those two. Actually, no, we'll go this way. We'll go right there. I think he's obviously really good, a magician. Respect the fact that he didn't go to the MLS or Saudi Arabia. Like, I love that. I love that he wanted to stay in the top 5 leagues, still compete at a high level, maybe not as high level as Prem, but you're playing for a powerhouse out there, and I think they're a threat with McTominay, and obviously they brought in, Rasmus Højlund. We'll put him up there. I think he is also a pretty decent signing for them. How well is he going to play? How he's going to fit in? I don't know. But you've seen the quality in Serie A with Højlund. That's why when it didn't work out with United, I was like, I hope he goes to Serie A because he's a good dude. I mean, again, the bomb squad, whatever you want to call him, a lot of those guys didn't show up to the games. Like, he did. I mean, he didn't disrespect United, didn't disrespect the fans, the badge, the players. So I do wish him the best. I'm happy he landed where he did. And I hope that when we come back and relook at this in a year, I'm putting this in the B or the A tier. Like, I think that's his ceiling. Probably unlikely, but I hope that it's a confident B move. Right now, I'm going to put him in C though. Joe Bellingham. A lot of talks about his parents and something what that happened in the tunnel revolving his playing time. I don't agree with that by any means, but I think a good player taking the same steps as his older brother Jude. Will he be at Real in a couple of years? I'm not sure, but I like the player. I think it's a good move for him. He's probably one of the better players on Dortmund. He should play a lot. So yeah, I think B signing. I think I'd put him behind all these, but definitely not C in my opinion. Anthony Garnacho. I mean, throw a dart and see where it lands, and you could probably put him there. Individual quality, not A, but high B. Attitude, personality, probably C. 40 million. He was an 80 million. Gotta go B. I mean, this guy was rated 80 to 100 million like a year ago, and then gets into Ruben Amorim's system, doesn't fit the system, and here we are. He's part of the bomb squad, and I kind of wish he went somewhere else for his own sake. Not the biggest fan of the player, but I don't wish him bad things by any means. But I wish he went somewhere where you're really going to see him play, like Jack Grealish, man. Like, that's awesome. He's going to play a lot. He's not going to play a ton at Chelsea. I mean, maybe he takes over that starting left wing, but I just don't see it. I think he'll come on as a sub or start here and there, but I don't know. I think B just because I don't want to be biased and put him in C, and you got the United bias, and definitely not A. And I wouldn't put him ahead of any of these guys either. João Pedro, I think A. Good player for Brighton. Him and Carlos Balba, two attractive pieces for Brighton. They let go of Pedro. They would not let us have him. Balba at United, I think a good player, really good player, versatile. You're seeing it already with his production. I'd put him ahead of him, and I'd leave it right there. But yeah, A signing there. Reindeers, A again. I'm probably going to do that. Probably even that. No, that's fine. I like that. Quality midfielder. You lose Kevin De Bruyne, in comes Reindeers. I think that's the idea. I see it. I saw it against the Wolves. Not so great the next two games, but the whole team wasn't great. So we'll see how it goes against United. And United's midfield's pretty weak, so you kind of expect a dominant performance from him. And I think overall, even future, and again, not future like this, where it's going to be a couple years, he's obviously starting. Future, I think he's just going to continue to get better. I like this signing a lot. Alanga, $40-50 million transfer, probably up here. I would put ahead of Garnacho, probably ahead of Job, ahead of him. I would put him right next to Ramsey. I'll put Ramsey. No, I'll put him ahead of Ramsey. I like the signing. Obviously, former United guy. Watch him play a lot. Special player. Think it's finally time he starts at like a bigger club, and I think he's going to perform pretty well down that right side for Newcastle. I like the signing. Quality B. Okafor, I think if he was even C+ level, he probably isn't here. So I think if you're a Leeds fan, you just came up to the Prem, maybe an exciting guy, and maybe you are excited. And I feel bad if I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. I don't see it. And in the Prem, it's just going to be harder. Like just because maybe he is a better player for Leeds, that doesn't mean he's going to go well against the rest of the league. So I'm going to put D. Harvey Elliott. I like this signing a lot too. Put him ahead of even. No, I like Job's potential better. Okay. Yep, I think B here. Ahead of Garnacho. Aston Villa needs guys that have quality right now, and he definitely does. And I think he can bring a spark to that team. And, I don't think they'll get relegated, but we'll see. But he's definitely going to help bring them out of that hole they're in. I like the signing. Pretty quality player, B. The lot. The problem I have with Chelsea, and why I'm not the biggest Chelsea fan, is they sign all these guys that I'd love to see play elsewhere. A guy where, and I get it. Maybe they didn't know they were going to get Pedro. I get it. He's versatile. He can play all over. He's a pure striker. But, to me, you keep Jackson, you keep him, you let him go to Everton or Newcastle. This is the perfect Newcastle signing, in my opinion. They were all going after the wrong guys. I mean, obviously, Ekitike is great. Sesko's great, right? Keeping Isak's great. But I think this would be better than what they've got with Wisa and Vladimir. So I'm going to put him in the C just because I don't know how much we're going to see him. He's unfortunately hurt. And I'd put him right there. I think a better signing than these guys. Okay, Gyökeres. I got to put him ahead of Sesko, unfortunately. I think if I never watched any games, probably up there, maybe here, but I have watched. He's destroyed Leeds, didn't play good against United, didn't play good against Liverpool. I'm not all that surprised. He's failed in the Prem before, and the thing that really got me about Gyökeres was I thought Ruben Amorim would do anything in his power to make sure he comes to United. Someone who knows the system, someone that could teach the other players, this is how you need to give me the ball. This is what we need to look like. This is what we need to do. And it didn't sound like he was too interested in him. And that, to me, is very telling. So, and he hasn't been that great, but he has scored 2 goals. Sesko hasn't even started yet, so I have to put him ahead. Donnarumma. It's a weird signing in terms of Ederson and him compared, I think, are just very different keepers. So how's it going to work? I don't know. Maybe Pep just wants a shot stopper. And if he does, then this is good. But if he doesn't, I'd probably put him right there. Ahead of Lemons. Right now, he's a much better player. He won a European Cup. I think he was even MVP of the tournament and won the Champions League. So it's a big player for Pep. Mark Gahey, put this on there as the 51st guy, just to be kind of funny to Liverpool fans, because you've got enough. I'll give you a little bit of shit for it. Great player, captain of Crystal Palace. I'm personally happy he stayed. I think it if he goes to Liverpool, man, that's just I'm not sure how you can beat him. You have so many different ways you got to think about going. It's better that he didn't go. And I think Crystal Palace is a fun club to watch. I think their fans are awesome, especially when they traded Eze as he left. They kind of knew, he was going to go on to bigger and better things at bigger clubs. But Mark A being the captain, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy he stayed. It's a D because Liverpool didn't get him. Dibbling. Another Everton guy. Like I said, I like Everton. Future signing, but gonna play now a little bit. I would put him ahead of the goalies, behind Wirtz for now. Yeah, I think again another sign of times, the good times to come for Everton. I like the signing. We saw. Think B. I'd put it like that. Yeah, I like that. Solid signing. Played in the Prem. They need a striker. Anthony Gordon cannot play striker for them anymore, and he won't have to. And Kunku, I think D never really impressed me going to Serie A. We'll see how he does. Maybe when we come back and look at this, maybe I get trolled for that, but I'm not a big fan. Kyle Walker, good captain, good player for Burnley to just have. Obviously, his days at City were done. I think his time, it didn't go that well in Milan. I think the time of him playing these super, super competitive football matches are over, but I think he is a good guy to lead and kind of show those guys how to train, how to act at interviews and everything. I think it's good for Burnley. So I'm going to put that as like a C plus. That's kind of what I view those first couple spots as C plus. Anthony, 24 million and 50% sell on clause for United. Love the move for United. I like the move for them too, actually. He's proven. I'm going to split up the goalies here. No, I'm not. We're going to put him here. He's proven at Real Betis. So I don't think no one's guessing. We know what he looks like. Obviously, health willing. He's going to be a good player for them if he's anything like last year. And the 50% selling clause, I'm surprised they took that, because if he has another year like that half year he had with them, you might see a big club offer a big amount of money. And if this guy even sells for 60 million, you're losing half. And now we got 54 million, for if you're United. So I like the move on both parties, actually. Fun player to watch, I guess. He's exciting. Nick Wadamere. I don't think I'm saying his name right. Where is Wisa? Yeah, I would put him behind the Wisa signing. I think 85 million for him is a lot of money. And maybe I don't know enough about him, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I've watched a lot on him recently. Just doesn't scream 85 million to me. And when you overpay, that hurts your rankings. You know what I mean? Again, B minus, B plus, solid B players, right? I think he's in that B minus for me. Definitely below Wisa, who's I think a B. So less money, I think you maybe would have seen him more with these guys, but I think he's far apart from like Seshko and Ekatike, and he's at that same dollar amount. So we're gonna go bottom of B tier. Brian Mbuemo, call me biased. I think this guy's a star, and I watched him play last year. I kind of thought we're just feeding him the ball. So stats. I mean, he's not gonna score 20 plus goals this year, obviously, but on the ball, I mean, he's a guy you're standing up. A lot of people that for some reason don't like soccer, like, oh, soccer's boring. Like, this is a guy, every time he gets the ball, you almost want to stand up because you just know he's capable of doing something. And I'm not going to compare him to Salah, but like kind of those kind of vibes. And I like it. And I think the price tag is pretty fair too. So all things considered, I think he's a good dude. I'm pretty comfortable with the S for him. Cunha. Another signing for United. Where would I put Cunha? I would say right there is pretty fair. Prem proven guy, just like Brian was. And I think he's just a step below Brian. So that's kind of the differential there. They're both really quality players. Both can play the 10. Both can play left wing, right wing, respectfully. Obviously, right wing, left wing. He's played the striker. Just hasn't finished this year, man. And maybe if he was finishing all a decent handful, if he scored 2 or 3 goals and he's hit post twice, I mean, it's not that far off to say he could have 3 goals. Maybe he would be an S, but they haven't gone in and they got to go in. So I'm going to put him in A here. Really like the signing. Excited about him for the future. Frimpong. I like Trent better, so I'm going to put him right behind Trent, but I feel like a lot of people are probably willing to do that or maybe even do that. But I like Trent, so I'm going to put him right there. Solid player, another guy that could be at Liverpool for a while, and they like that with Kerkez. I mean, it's kind of perfect that they're right next to each other. A little bit younger, more prem proven. I like it. But yeah, pretty solid player. Leverkusen, Real Madrid, and Liverpool all shuffled their right backs. It's kind of funny. Kolomoane, better player than Jonathan David. Think right now maybe even better than KDB impact wise. But another loan for Moani. I think he wanted to stay at Juventus, but Serie A is just cheap, and they don't want to spend what PSG's going to be like. You know, I can go get this from somewhere else. Obviously, still went on a loan, but I like the signing for Hotspurs. Tottenham here. They've made some good signings with him and Simons. I think they're going to be good. Thomas Frank's got those guys going the right direction. Darwin, I'm not the biggest Saudi watcher, so I don't know if this is like this guy just won him the league. If it is, I'm sorry. But to me, you go Saudi, you go MLS, you're kind of on that back half. I know Saudi's building well ahead of MLS, but Darwin, he just can't finish either. So I'm going to put him definitely ahead of these guys. I'm putting Sancho last. That was just funny. Yeah, I'd rank it that way. Estevao. A. And notice that front of the A tier. They call him the Brazilian Yamal. I think it's unfair to put that on him. But he's talented, and he's already started a game or two for Chelsea. He's played in every single game. He is just one of those guys, like a Brian, right? I mean, this guy's only, 17 years old on top of it. It's like he gets the ball, you're kind of like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Chelsea sign everybody. That's just their motto. It's their MO. This is a good one, and I think their best one. So I got to put him up there. Future, again, unlike Giovanni here, Leone, he's going to play this year. Already proven that. So, again, if he did, he'd be up there. But he is, and I think he's going to be a guy. We come back in maybe a couple of years, and he's up there. So, kudos. Another one. Another one for Tottenham. I like what they're doing. Thomas Frank's got a good squad, and he's already performing really well for them. Madueke, it's a hard one. I don't love the player. Yeah, I think C here is fine. I think if he was here, Martinelli wouldn't be starting. And obviously now Saka's not hurt, so he's gonna play right wing. But I think you make him play left wing. That's I think how bad Martinelli's been this year. So no, I gotta put him here. Maybe ahead of him. Maybe ahead of him. Definitely not ahead of any of them. Byron Giddens, perfect example of a guy who I would love to go see play somewhere that's gonna take advantage of him and actually play him. So we're going to go bottom B here for him. No. We'll go here. Kanji, not much to talk about here. C. Inter, probably going to be a stud and we won't even know it. We'll put him there. Ryan Cherokee, trying to figure out what the vision is with him, right? Because he's obviously exciting, but what is the real vision of Ryan Cherokee at City? Obviously, he subbed on, scored his first game, then it wasn't good. He's definitely above C, I think. And he was less than him. I think right there is pretty good. B minus. And again, another guy, when we come revisit this, you might laugh. Like, you had him in the B. You know, he's a clear A. Like, it's definitely the case. That could happen. Luis Diaz. I'm going to put him... I'm going to put him in the A tier. Absolutely. You know, yeah, A tier. I think Liverpool got rid of him because they were never going to be able to play him. And I think he wanted to play. And going to Bayern, you're going to a good club in the Bundesliga, the best club in Bundesliga, and you're going to play a lot. And he has played a lot, and he's performed so well. I really like the signing, and I think he's going to be a 20-plus goal scorer, goals, assists for sure for them. So, yeah, that's an A. So, yeah, that's kind of the list. And like I said, we're going to do kind of videos like this as we wait for EAFC. But, yeah, let me know if you really hated some of these rankings. We missed some guys that should have been here that weren't. Let me know who you support as a club. But, yeah, so like I said, we're counting down the days to EAFC 26. And until then, we're going to do some videos like this. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.